Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion of the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you'll find a description of the day's astrology as I have spelled it out here. Here, I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I'll play another card that, in the context of today's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Seven of Wands, and it's here because it corresponds in astrology with the second 10 days or the second decan of the sun's transit here in the land of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign. Wands and Tarot represent fire element symbolism, and fire element symbolism is really about initiative and motivation, momentum, that drive to move forward, that spark, that fire under our butts that makes us want to take action on something. And it's also somewhat about the goals we set and the pride we take in the achievements that we have unlocked so far. And so we come to the Nine of Wands, and we can see a person who takes a great deal of pride in the achievements they have unlocked so far and all the work that it has taken to get there. And we can see this person a little up close. It looks like they might have a bandage on their head or something. Their sleeves are rolled up. They look a little tired. They're casting their gaze back sort of toward the past. And, they're thinking about all the work that they've done and probably how tired and sort of beat up they feel at this point. But they realize also at number 9 that there is still a little bit further to go on their journey. Okay, so this is about the stamina and the resilience it takes when we get tired, when we feel like we should be finished by now, and we realize we are not, that we just go ahead and keep pushing forward, all right? There can be sort of a defensive posture to this card for me as well, because, it just sort of looks like they're holding that most recent achievement sort of up in front of their body, guarding their body with it, or even ready and willing to fight with that staff. And I think it has to do with defending one's sense of where they've been and what they've done against, sort of the ignorance of others who don't honor that. So that's the Nine of Wands, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this card. And we got the Ten of Pentacles. We get a lot of repeat cards on here, don't we? I might have to shift my card use strategy a little bit. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles is Pentacles is an earth element symbolism, so it's about our bodies and our physical resources, including our money and sort of the work we're willing to do, what we're willing to give of ourselves to create a sense of security for ourselves, a sense of stability in our lives, a sense of safety for not just ourselves, but our families and our loved ones. Because what is your family except an extension of your own body, right? So here we have, a person who, in my estimation, I always kind of see it as this person in the center has sort of just arrived home. And here they meet perhaps with their spouse and their child, with a couple of loyal dogs and perhaps an elder in the household too. It looks like a nice household. It looks like green things are growing there. There's a lot of security in this situation. There's a lot of stability in this situation, knowing what you will find when you get where you're going, right? Being able to rely on that because you have been reliable in showing up to create this situation for yourself and your family, okay? So it's sort of the ultimate expression of material security. This is, we've come this far in our ability to support the things that we like, love, and can't get enough of, those things that we need and desire in our own lives. And that's coming up because I'm seeing this Venus symbol that they make out of the pentacles on the Ten of Pentacles. It looks like a Venus sign to me. So, Venus is very much about what we'd like to receive, what it takes for us to feel sort of nurtured, loved, stable, to feel that we have what we need to be in this life, to be comfortable in this life. So you know, when we come to the Ten of Pentacles, we're also at the end of a cycle. So there's going to be a point at which this is all very good, but we're going to package it up in a neat package, and we're going to parlay it into the next chapter. Okay. And that doesn't mean that you won't still maintain that security, but it does mean that we sort of, you know, take the security that we have and use it sometimes as a jumping off point to do something a little more, you know, to start something fresh, to start a new idea of what security looks like in your life. Usually in this case, like a bigger, better version of what security looks like in this life. You know, maybe this is a nice house, but it's not the house of your dreams. You know, maybe this is, you know, it's nice for you that you can support your family in this way, but you'd like to be more supportive of other people. There's an opportunity to sort of ascend here with your mastery of you know, security, of resource stability for yourself and your family. Perhaps you can go on, you know, to the next level of trying to master resource stability, not just for yourself and your family, but for your community, for the people that are around you, for your cohorts, for your human collective. And where do we see this on the page? Well, the moon and Uranus are both in Taurus today. Moon will be there most of the day, although it makes ingress to Gemini this afternoon. So let's take a look at Taurus, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? And it is very much about the security of resources, about being able to enjoy the comfort of knowing what you're coming home to, of, you know, of having things be reliable for you because you have been reliable for them, right? Reliable in building that sort of environment for yourself. So, you know, that's definitely the mode of heart and home that we've been in for the past couple of days. That moon transiting in Taurus takes about 2.5 days. And you know, Uranus is sitting there in Taurus, you know, shaking up our relationship, asking us to question whether that's the dream home, whether this is the actual ultimate expression of security, or it's just what we thought was the ultimate expression of security until we got here and we realized, oh, I can do more than this, right? So, you know, Uranus is there to provide us fresh perspectives and sort of new insight, and even like better technology, better use of technology to sort of transcend what we already know about how to create security, to learn new things about how to create security for ourselves in our lives as well. And what you can't see here is that Uranus is about 3 points off from the North Node. The North Node will be in Taurus. I think it's been in Taurus for about 6 to 8 months, so it'll be another 10 months to a year that the North Node will be in Taurus. And that's sort of like our general cultural trajectory. It's sort of the direction we're all heading in, is that desire for resource security that we're willing to work for, that we're willing to give of ourselves for, so that we can get to that resource stability. And, you know, a lot of us are experiencing resource insecurity in many different ways. There's food insecurity, there's housing insecurity, there's, you know, there are just all sorts of disparities between, you know, what a person like this can afford for their families and what a whole large portion of the world's people cannot manage to resource for themselves. Okay, so again, there's that invitation to sort of spread your wings and see what more you can do with the security that you have found, and also just an understanding that it's shifting, that, you know, sort of there, but for the grace of God go I, but also just, you know, with our shifting perspectives, hopefully we can start to include more people in our perception of what is good for us, what stands for security in our own lives. And you know, this is amplified, I think, by the fact that Saturn and Uranus are square right now. So they're in sort of a challenging position. Saturn is here, so Uranus is messing with our personal relationship to resources. And Saturn is over here in Aquarius saying, yes, we want that stability. We want that. We want those structures around us that help us feel as though we are whole and complete and supported, and that we will have what we need. But we also realize, Saturn in Aquarius realizes that the things that that represent stability for one person need to represent stability for everybody. Okay, if it represents stability for one person, but that one person's stability sort of erodes the stability of another person, then we're not then the methods we're using for creating that stability aren't working for us. Okay, so we have to think again, give it a second thought, and while we're seeking security, see what we can do to seek security in ways that provide uplift to our communities and the human collective in general. And taken together with the Nine of Wands. Okay, so for me, every time you put fire element symbolism and earth element symbolism together, what you're getting is work. Okay, and this, is like, oh, we just have one last little push. So perhaps we're not quite there yet. Perhaps we can see that ultimate expression of security sort of as we had imagined it before we got on this path, or as we're getting on this path. Perhaps we're not quite there yet, but we have a little bit more work to do. We have a little bit more of a push to give before we find that personal level of ultimate security and safety for ourselves, for our homes, for our loved ones, for our pets, for those things we like, love, and can't get enough of. We just want to be able to find a safe place to keep them. And we've been fighting for it, and we're willing to fight a little bit more for it. But 9 is also coming to the end of a cycle, just like this is at the end of a cycle. So we're almost there. And when we get there, we're going to take a moment to appreciate it, to love it, to really, enjoy the culmination of those resources into something that we could celebrate, sort of in safety and enjoy. But then, it's going to be a new challenge all the way around. We're going to start at a 1 again, and we're going to start at a 1 again, and we're going to hopefully level up our ability to create resource stability, not just for ourselves, but for our collectives. And we're also going to level up our ability to push without tiring ourselves, and sort of put this set of accomplishments behind us so that we can sort of be fresh and renewed in our new set of goals for accomplishments. I believe that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.